I thought it was a very, probably to watch, it was a very entertaining game. I thought we got down early and, credit our guys for not giving in. I thought we just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And, I thought the performance, particularly of Corey and Sky, was just outstanding. And, it's coming off of, Sky, who was and is very, very sick right now with a stomach virus and has not practiced in 2 days, but just willed himself to be able to come out and give a performance that will just catapult him into next year in terms of what we all know he can do and what we know that he'll be for us. And I just thought Corey was Corey, to be honest with you. He's been a leader for us all year and has just tried to do whatever is needed for our team to win. And tonight was him taking 25 shots, probably 30 shots, but he only took 25. And, just has a knack for just, if it's assists, it's assists. If it's shots, it's shots. But just trying to do whatever it takes for his team to win. So, okay. Time's yours.
Questions? Raise your hands and we'll bring it around. All right.
Hey, Monte, was it another situation like a lot of your games where you guys almost had to be perfect near the end and couldn't be, quite perfect enough? I mean, that margin of error that you've talked about sometimes. I mean, each possession was so important, it seemed like.
You know what, Kev? No, it wasn't, because there are some games where we have to be, and you saw them earlier this year. This wasn't a situation. It was a situation where, we did some things that were like we had 18 turnovers. We missed. We missed 7 free throws. So there was a lot of things that we didn't do well. But no, I don't. We didn't have to be perfect. We needed to be better than we were. But no, I didn't think we needed to be perfect. But one of the things that we have to do is we had to do was get more contributions from some more guys. We were just leaning so heavily on Corey, and then it got to a point where Sky got going, so we're leaning heavily on both of those guys, and we just needed to get more contributions from more guys.
Corey, you were one of 5 players in the conference that scored 500 points this season. Had a great year. Just what you learned from your sophomore year?
I learned I had to be more patient. I had to become a more vocal leader. Obviously, I put in my work last summer, and I knew coming into this summer I'd be alongside with. This year I'd be alongside with Marvin, and he helped me through a lot this year. I think the biggest thing for me was the finish games. Obviously, we didn't do that. Personally, I felt, though, that I didn't make enough plays down the stretch to finish those games. So that's going to be something I work on this summer and just come back ready for next year.
Hey, Sky, with Marvin not being here or with Marvin not playing, did you really kind of take it upon yourself to deliver tonight despite not feeling well, and how do you feel?
I still don't feel that great. Absolutely. I definitely felt like I had a role to fill. I mean, obviously I can never fill Marvin's shoes, but I was definitely going to try. Again, like every time I step on the court, I just want to make a contribution, whether it is filling in for Marvin or it's just coming off the bench. So.
Corey, in the first half, what happened? Did you get sick? Have you been sick? And it looked like you never really came back from that. It looked like you were still laboring, trying to catch breaths when you could for a while.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. I came down, and as I was going back down the court, I just felt myself about to throw up. And I didn't want it to get on the court, so I caught it in my hand, and I was walking down to the bench, and your nose bleeding. I'm like, nah, I can't even talk. But I got throw up in my hand. They're like, what's wrong? I'm like, you feel sick? I'm like, nah. But it definitely had a little effect on me in the first half because I felt like I was going to throw up again. But towards the second half, I felt a little better. So.
Corey, well, you still played very well, but what did you see on that last possession when you're going for the tie? And then also, Coach, after that, if you could answer after Corey answers that, talk about Corey's upside here with all he's accomplished already as a sophomore, still a couple years left.
I was just looking at the clock. Honestly, we were down to. I was happy he missed the free throw. So my thing was just get to the hole, try to draw a foul if you could, but just get to the hole. I didn't get enough elevation to finish the layup, and I actually got hit just a little bit, which you know how that go. But yeah, I was just trying to tie it up when gonna take the spectacular shot, and coach told me just go get a quick two. So that's what I was trying to do.
Well, I think, now this is Corey's team. This is his team. And as we move forward, he understands that it's a big responsibility when we say it's your team, because he will dictate a lot of what goes on. The team will take on his personality, and he's earned it. It's not like something that's going to be given to him. He's earned it. He's earned it with his play last year as a freshman, and he's earned it by the work that he put in this summer and the play that he has, the way that he played this year. I always like to, it's difficult to do what he did when all eyes are on you every single time, and may not be as much help around you as you need. So, from this point forward, for the next 2 years, this is his team, and that's something that he's earned. It's our responsibility to make sure that he has more help around him, so that he trusts those guys, and people can't key in on him the way they were able to do this year. And of course, the injuries and stuff took a toll on that in terms of having guys that could take some of the pressure off of him. But I think he relishes that. I think he relishes the fact that, okay, it's my team now, and this team is going to go the way that I go, and the way that I direct them, and the way that I guide the ship. I would not say that it was his team if I was fearful that he could not handle it, but he's shown since he stepped on campus that he's a leader of men. And, as we move forward, it starts now for being his team.
One more here.
Hey, Monte, you just kind of mentioned tonight that there weren't enough contributions from enough guys.
Mm-hmm.
And going forward, that's what you were just kind of talking about, that's going to be a really huge thing for you guys. How do you make that happen? How do you get TP to develop more, for Mo to kind of regain his confidence and become more of a player? I mean, how important is that, and how do you guys do that?
Well, we need those guys to be more confident. We need those guys to step up and play. The other thing is, we have a couple guys sitting out that will help that as well. That will take some of the load off of Corey. I think, you saw what Sky Johnson is capable of doing. And now, Sky he was out for damn near two months and has come back. And so with him being able to play an entire season, and now, Sky's window may have been here this year in terms of playing time and things that he does on the court, but starting now, his window is here now. It's a much bigger window, and it's a much bigger responsibility there, Sky. But that's what he wants. So we have some pieces in place already that are just sitting out, but in order for us to be the complete team that I want us to be, Tasman has to develop, Pinkert has to develop, all those guys have to develop as well, so that we can be a complete team and not just say, okay, well, those guys that are coming, that are sitting out or hurt and that sort of thing. But we have to go to work, and it starts right away. This development process starts right away. And the other thing for Corey is not a complete player. He'll tell you that right away. The thing about Corey is he's not afraid of putting in the work. And when you have a guy that's not afraid of putting in the work, that's when you can get to a certain level and you can play the way that you played tonight. And same thing for Sky. You know, you can play the way that you played tonight on any stage if you're not afraid of putting in that work in the summertime.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.